This is a very special video, Pookie, because I am fully revealing everything that went into scaling this brand to over 80K over 30 days, including the website, the ads, and even the product itself. And if there ever was a video of mine to watch entirely, and that means fully focused for your winter gym arc, closing out of that TikTok doom scrolling and re-listening to KSI's Thick of It for the millionth time,
from the screen to the ring to the pen to the
then this video would be the one, because I'm going to teach you all the strategies and the little tips and tricks I did on my website and creatives to be able to scale this product incredibly profitably to over 80K in the span of 30 days. And as tradition in any dropshipping tutorial video in 2024, here's the quick flex check for you guys, for all the brokies who would have never clicked on this video in the first place if you didn't see the giant screenshot in the thumbnail. Now, there's the refresh check. We scaled this brand to 5 grand, 6 grand days as well. And this was in Q4 of last year. So I have no problem revealing this product as I'm no longer testing it today. I am off to bigger and greater projects, but it is a great case study that you can learn so much from, and a lot of the principles and strategies still apply to Q4 of this year when you're scaling in November. So let's first cover how I found this amazing product that allowed me to afford my luxurious lifestyle of playing golf, shooting guns, and hitting on MILFs at the bar by buying them drinks and telling them they don't look a day over 25. So I found this using PP Ads, my favorite product research tool in the world. It is expensive. It is over $150 a month. Now, if you want access to that and all the tools I use, that is in my Discord down below. I'm not going to hit you with a giant pitch right now. Let's actually get into the filters. So for me, I did the filters of ads that were recently created within the last 2 days. So as you can see right here, October 13th to 14th. Now, for the different countries, I like to do the big four: US, Germany, Canada, UK. You can do whatever you like. And then I just did the call to action of shop now with over 10,000 impressions. Now, this will give me a good gauge as to ads that were recently created that are starting to pick up traction. And you know, the great thing right here is that this ad right here is actually almost the exact same product in this video, and it's still doing very well. I can't lie. You have to have a really good offer, of course, but as we can see, the content that's working right now is clearly just showing the end result that the customer wants, which is being irresistible to the opposite gender, finding your soulmate, that dream girl or guy. And in this case, let's see, so ignite her desire. So this is for males, of course, but we did the opposite of attract your man. Now, this is actually very, very similar. Now, we'll cover everything we did on the website side a little bit later, Pookie, don't you worry. But the exact ad I saw was this one right here. It got 27 million impressions. It was blowing up within the first week. As you can tell, there's so many saves, so many shares, and it's such a simple ad. There's no heavy editing. There's just a text on screen, and then this girl is showing the desired result where her man is basically hitting on her. Obviously, you can't hear the audio, but this guy is spitting some game, spitting some riz, saying that you look beautiful. I can't wait to put a ring on you, take you to Santorini, wife you up, and we travel through a moped through Italy together for the rest of the time. So what did I actually like about this product? Well, first off, it solves a huge problem, because the 3 biggest niches in e-commerce or any industry in general is health, wealth, and relationships. People will pay ungodly amounts of money to attract their dream partner in their life. So that being the main marketing angle for this perfume made it a no-brainer, easy sell for a product that only cost me a few dollars, but I could easily sell it for 24, 29, 34, because it's not about the perfume. It's not about the smell. It's about the outcome of what happens when you put on this perfume, of being absolutely irresistible. That is what we were selling, not the product. People don't buy your product, they buy the solution. And I really like the solution that this product provided. Now, what else did I like? Tons of content that I could easily use and rip to test that product immediately, and I will show you exactly what craze we did when we did start testing, but that was a big draw for me. And then, of course, there's other things I look at, which, yes, have the right margins. I knew I could bundle this product, and it was a consumable. So if people only bought one, yeah, that's not great for me, but if they like the product, then they are gonna buy multiples. So the lifetime value on this store was insanely high. And really, I have 7 criteria points when I'm evaluating products. So if you want access to the exact criteria list, then comment criteria down below, and I'll send this to you so you can reference it whenever you're evaluating a product that you want to test right now. So as we can see, the other things, did it have proven sales demand? Yes, when I did look it up, it had tons of proven sales demand from a lot of the top sellers on Amazon and just dropshipping stores in general. Of course, it had tons of good content. The return rate was honestly one of the iffy things, because there were some really bad suppliers of the product, and then there were some that were really solid that had a great formula, and it did vary based on the supplier that you use. So I had to have a really solid one, and I had my private agent that did a lot of quality control, which did save me a lot of headaches mistakes when it came to any returns that would have happened if I was using a poor supplier like one from AliExpress. Now, going on down, does it solve a problem? Yes. Was it evergreen? 100%. And then yes, it was not selling crystal meth and it's not copyrighted. So I am totally cool with selling this product. So now you know why I chose the product, but the number one reason why I was able to scale to over 80 grand in 30 days was because the creatives I made were magnifico. They were perfect. They were beautiful. So let's get into that. When I first tested this product, I had 8 different angles I was trying. So we had an unboxing angle, we had a sale angle, we had reactions, we had testing it out. So as you can see, a few of them did better than others. The unboxing did terribly. We have this one where it's just a girl in the car, just reviewing it. But the angle that really stood out that did super well was this one right here. And it's 13 seconds long. We're going to play it through so you can see exactly what I did and then we'll review it.
Putting love potion on my single friend.
I'm trying to get the
And within 10 minutes of leaving the apartment.
Very simple, very mindful, very demure. Now, why was this ad successful, ladies and gents? Now, there was a lot of learning lessons you can take from this ad, even though it was incredibly simple. So if we replay this one more time, we have the hook text, which gives people context to the premise of the video. And the reality is, guys, people are not going to watch your ad if they don't think the payoff or the premise that you've established in the hook is worth their time and energy. So you have to know your audience inside and out and understand what is the language, what is the premise, how can I sell my product without telling people they need it, but showing them, and how do I show them the value of my product in a creative, interesting way that they'll actually want to watch. So obviously, how most people would market this perfume is just having some girl in their car, as we showed earlier, just reviewing it. That's boring. It's not interesting. And I'm sure the reviewer could say,
wow, this smells great. Yeah, my boyfriend loves this.
But am I really going to believe her? Maybe. But the majority of people need undeniable proof that the product gives you the result that you promise it's going to give them. And in this video, we don't even make any promises. We just show them, hey, this girl's wearing it. She got guys. Do you want guys? Well, boom, here's irrefutable proof that it will happen when you wear this. Because if you want to scale to 5 to 6 grand days, it's not rocket science by any means, but it's usually going to require you to make variations and double down on what you learned from your first batch of creatives. Because usually the first batch of ads that you test are not going to be the ads that get you to 5 grand a day, but it's going to be what you learn, the variations, the things that you work on from the learnings of the first few ads that get you that next batch of ads, the second round, the third round, that enable you to scale to 5 grand days. And that's exactly what happened with this ad right here, which used the exact same framework. We even shortened it down, but it performs so much better because if we look at this hook, same visual, but this text hook, testing this out on my friend for a night out. So it gives people even more context, even more curiosity. And as we can see, we're just applying it. Super simple, super easy, faster. And then of course, hubba, we showed the undeniable proof. Within the first 4 seconds of the ad, we're already showing the transformation and the desired result. And this ad right here did 17 million views, over 2 million likes, and was the ad that I rode for 6 months plus to scale to these numbers. So far, what you should have taken away from that is that when you are testing any product, you have to be testing with different angles, frameworks, hooks, because 90% of the time, as we can see right here, the ads are going to flop. They're not going to work. So if you are a sucker and you're testing this product and you only tested with 3 angles, these ones right here, then you would have thought this was a losing product, when in reality was you just didn't have the right creative that showcased the benefits and the transformation that your target audience wanted in an interesting creative way. That was the problem, the way you marketed it, not the product whatsoever. So this is why I love testing with a bunch of different angles, a bunch of different hooks, because it truly makes a big difference. Now just hold on a minute, partner, because if you want to scale to these numbers in the next 90 days or less with your dropshipping brand, and you're just sick and tired of testing products and getting a few sales here and there, but you're not really seeing anything that's really scaling and being profitable, then I would recommend joining my one-on-one Bold Ecom program, where we are going to give you up-to-date strategies and give you the one-on-one feedback that you need to know on your website, your ads, and your product selection, so that you choose the right products and know how to market them effectively to be able to take a product and scale it to 1 grand a day. Because because as we mentioned earlier, you can have a winning product. So many people try to test this exact product. Maybe you watching this video try to test this pheromone perfume, but you weren't able to scale it because your marketing skills were not as developed as mine. So if you want to learn exactly how I market products, how I make my ads, how I make my websites, have access to all the templates I use so you can test products faster and more efficiently, then I would recommend booking a call with my team to learn more about that one-on-one program. And if you don't scale to at least $1,000 a day in the next 180 days, then we will keep coaching you for free until you do. That is how confident we are that if you put the lessons and the strategies to practice, that you will get results in the next 180 days. As we mentioned earlier, the hooks are really everything. It is about 80% of your videos. So what makes up a great hook? Well, as we mentioned, it's a combination of 3 different things. It is your visual being engaging. It is the text on screen that provides context as to what the viewer is watching. So if we go back to our original example, hook text gives people context. We have a visual showing what's happening. And then usually you want to have a script where you have an AI voiceover or a human saying and giving context to another hook in the video. So you want to have almost 2 hooks going on with the hook text and then the actual script that the content creator or voiceover is reading. So the final points I mentioned about the hooks of your ads, because it really is the 20-80 rule there, is that when it comes to your hooks, it needs to create that curiosity loop. Your customer needs to be thinking to themselves, what happens next? So a lot of times the best hooks create enough curiosity to reel you in to watch the rest of the video, but they don't give you the full story. And that is arguably the biggest mistake I see beginner dropshippers make. In their hook, they just blatantly say, here's what happens. This product will help you lose 20 pounds in 90 days, which maybe will entice some people, but you already gave the answer. You already said what the solution was. You're not really creating any curiosity because you just said a blanket statement. And it takes time to develop this, but what you have to do in your hook in the first few seconds is communicate the premise, the payoff, the main benefit, or the problem that you're gonna solve if your target customer watches the entire video. So in their mind, when they see your hook, the first few seconds, they should say to themselves, I have to watch the rest of this video to know what happens next, to see how it pays off, to see how I can get that desired result. So as we can see in this ad that got 27 million impressions, the main one that made me want to sell this product, putting pheromones around my man to see if he notices, that is setting up a payoff. I want to know what happens. I don't have the answer. And it's like when you're watching any movie, we don't want to know if Batman saves Gotham in the beginning. Otherwise, we're not going to watch the rest of the 3-hour Batman movie. We have to have the rising action. We have to see what happens in order to get to that dramatic resolution. So do the same thing with your ads. And a lot of times my philosophy is just think of your ad like a YouTube video, and how would you get your customer to see the benefits and come to the conclusion themselves that they need your product rather than you telling them that they need your product. Now, the final thing I'll say creative wise is once you start to validate your product and it's making profitable sales for you, then you need to reinvest some of that money back into more content creation. If you want to scale to big boy numbers, it's all about reinvesting. So for me, I had a content creator I was paying $1,500 a month that made 30 videos a month for me. And I was testing the content on organic. I was testing it on the TikTok ads manager. And some of these videos did well. Some of them didn't do so well. As we can see, this one got 415,000 views. There was a lot that got hundreds of thousands of views that I was able to scale. And some of them, I mean, the majority, if we're being honest, 90% flopped completely and only got a few thousand. And I tested every single one of these with ads, and the majority just don't work. And that's part of the game. If you are testing 10 to 20 new ads a week, realistically, only 1 or 2 of those is going to be a winner that you can scale up. But you only need 1 or 2 winners to scale up to $1,000 to $2,000 a day. So that's why you keep testing. Now, in order to get this new content, there's 2 ways you can approach it. One is a brief. This is the most common way, where you'll have the content creator and then you are the creative strategist that will write out briefs for the content creator to film and edit together. So for instance, this is the visual that the content creator is doing for the hook. Here's the script that they're using. And then from there, you can have them film multiple hooks if you have an editor. So you can make 3 ads from just 1 piece of content. Or in this case, I had multiple product intros going on. I had multiple benefits, multiple call to action. So from this one video that my content creator made, I can make 15 different ads. All my content for a whole week can be done because there's so many different variations. And this is what we call modular content, where you can mix and match the different product intros and the benefits and the hooks to make new variations of ads in a Frankenstein style to see what is working the best. So final note here is that when it comes to testing ads for any winning product that you're gonna have, you're gonna notice certain concepts and style of ads just work better than others. For some products, image ads are gonna be the things that perform the best in your ad account. For some, it's gonna be heavily scripted 1-minute ads. And then in this case, with this very simple, easy to understand product, it was short, simple ads with very minimal editing, usually some sort of TikTok audio with them, that performed the best for us. But it's always gonna be found out through split testing all the different frameworks. And that's why it's so important to have those in your toolkit. Now let's come to the moment you've all been waiting for, which is the product page. Take a look at her. Meow. Awooga. Now, I tried a bunch of different layouts, section-wise, offer-wise, every single thing that you see here, even though it looks like a very basic product page, because let's be honest, it is, has been split tested to the max. The offer, the call to actions, the countdown timers, every little detail. So I originally started this product page on the Dawn free theme. Then I switched over to Shrine. In fact, this wasn't even a one product store. This was a general store that once I was able to prove that there's demand for this product, I then got into branding it and doing the Pharaoh perfume one product store. So I built the logo in Canva, super easy to do in a few seconds if you just use any sans font, and then you can get these little glow icons also in Canva Pro. Now, when it came to everything else, Pharaoh perfume, very generic name if I'm being honest, nothing too crazy there. And then I had some social proof, I had some bullet point benefits. I'm a real big believer that you should have bullet point benefits for any problem solving product, and then have a little sub description, which is either going to be social proof, or in some cases, I'll do a little question like, hey, are you having trouble with blank? Well, this is the #1 leading solution to solve that problem. I do that a lot nowadays. Then of course we have our offer, which 54% off isn't too bad. And if they buy two, they save 30% off. So that was the offer that worked the best. But I did try a variety of different offers. I tried BOGO, buy 2, get 2 free, buy 4, get 4 free. There was a lot of different offers, but this was the one that made me the most money per visitor, and you have to split test. Now, if you want to know how to split test your offer, because this is so freaking crucial, because one offer versus another is going to dramatically differ in terms of performance of your website. This is the biggest variable on your website that determines the success. So if you don't know how to split test, then you need to take a look at this video right here. So let's talk about the intangibles that you need to have on your product page if you want to convert and scale to this level as well. Now, the first thing, have a fast loading product page. If your website takes multiple seconds to load, I'm talking 4 seconds or more, that is too long. You're going to see a significant drop off in conversions just off of that alone, even if your product page is designed beautifully and you have an amazing offer. So using Google PageSpeed Insights, I can see on desktop, we are well within our limit, but 6 seconds on mobile is going to be too long. Now, I haven't optimized this website in over a year, which is why it's taking so long, but I need to make sure I am paying someone on Fiverr. I am compressing my images to make sure they do not have too much data on them. So that way this loads within 3 seconds or less, ideally. Now, the next step, do I communicate the value of my product? Do people know the solution, the transformation, that desired result they are going to get when they're using my product? Even if they just stay in this first section right here, well, let's see, more attention. So this attracts more attention from your partner or other men because it uses these attraction agents. This is using blank, which will get people to ask where you got. So you're gonna get tons of compliments and it's gonna increase your confidence. Those are the main 3 desired results after reading tons of reviews and scraping the internet that my target audience told me that they wanted when they use this product. We also communicated that on the hero product image, and we had our 30-day money back guarantee to have some risk reversal. So everything about the product that you need to know is covered in the above the fold section. So we absolutely nailed this section. This was our money maker. Now scrolling on down, the offer, we split tested this so many times, so many iterations. It's a lot like your creatives. You have to be testing different angles and hooks. Same thing with your offer. You have to try different offer structures like buy one, get one, or buy one, get a free gift, or volume discount. There's so many different offer structures, and that's why I have a whole video dedicated on that. But we tried a bunch of those, and it turned out being that volume discount worked the best. Now, of course, 30-day money back guarantee, make sure you have risk reversal. And then we just drive it in one more time with these icons, because sometimes people only want to look at the pretty pictures and the icons. I mean, I'm kind of that way too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm borderline illiterate. I can't even read a coloring book if I tried. Now, I typically, though, would not have icons nowadays as the first thing underneath my accordion menu. Usually I'm actually starting with my description, so something along the lines of this. And this is actually the first section I did have in the first version of this product page. But after doing split testing and moving sections up and moving certain sections down, for some reason, this ended up being the best combination of sections for me, where I had the social proof pretty high, as you can see, having the guarantees, the risk reversal. So everything that proves that we stand by this product and it actually will work for you. Then the actual selling and the benefits, we actually moved down to one of the last sections because people just weren't that interested for at least this product example. Now, I'd say that is kind of a one-off scenario, but this just shows you the importance of split testing because you never know what sections are going to matter. And there was a lot of sections we tried outside of this. We had video reviews, we had a bunch of different things that just didn't convert. It just didn't work as well, but we would have never known if we didn't test. And that's why I always test every section for at least a week and at least 1,000 sessions on the original product page versus the new one with those new elements to see which one ends up performing better. Now, if we scroll on down, let's just break it down here. So we have our benefits, we have a nice call to action, we have social proof, what makes us special different than our competitors. Now, this was a great section to have because yes, this clearly lays out why it's better than alternatives, which is going to be a key objection that people have. Why should I buy from you compared to the other competitors that offer very similar products? So it's safe, it's skin friendly, it's long lasting, and it's FDA certified, which was the main things that my target audience cared about. Now, if we scroll on down, more reviews, more risk reversal, which just keep on making the customer feel the confidence and trust of our brand. And when it comes to this review section, I will admit I haven't updated in a while, but we really did highlight a lot of key reviews that were very detailed, that got to the point, and they convinced my customer as well and handled any objections that they had. Now, I did try an FAQ section at one point because obviously you want to have stuff like that to handle even more objections, but again, it just didn't really perform as well as I wanted. So if I was to break down the main things that you need to implement to your problem-solving product page, make sure you have an irresistible offer. That is the number one most important thing, and you can only find that perfect offer by split testing because the first offer that gets you to a few $100s a day in sales is not going to be the same offer that gets you to $5,000 a day in sales. It's a lot like your creatives. Now, of course, next thing, have a fast loading product page, as we mentioned earlier. And then, of course, have great copy, do your research, understand your market and what benefits speak to them, and communicate that this product isn't a product, it is a solution to a certain problem and getting you a desired result that you have always wanted. And then finally, make sure you have tons of trust and risk reversal so that if someone tries your product, they can trust that if it doesn't work and if they don't like it, that they can get their money back because that is going to lead to more conversions. You need to have an offer and a guarantee that really is strong for someone to trust your website because you're just a sleazy salesman online. I wouldn't even trust you with my mother. It's like the Wolf of Wall Street out here. But if you have great risk reversal, then people are going to trust you. They're going to at least try it out as an impulse buy. So that's why I had certain sections that highlight the exact risk-free policy that we had. We had the accordion menu, we had the hero image, and then of course, if we scroll down, we have tons of social proof with how many reviews we just had in general. So I decided to move my FAQs to the main menu, which again is one of those one-off scenarios where typically I'm going to have the FAQ in the accordion menu to some degree, which yes, for shipping, for money back guarantee, you need to have that. But for other questions about the product specifically, that's where I just moved it to a different page because that's just what performed better for this brand. But in most cases, having the FAQ on the product page near the bottom is what's going to perform the best. Now on the media buying side, I wasn't able to scale this product over on Facebook because the cost per clicks were just too high. But on TikTok, the CPMs were so low, the ads were doing so well, and I was getting clicks for 10 cents to 20 cents that it allowed me to scale very profitably, even though my website wasn't the best in the world. So as we can see right here, I did a CBO when testing, and I really just scaled things up in a CBO by bumping up the budgets by 20 to 30% every single day. Now, I'm not going to cover too much on the media buying because the reality is a lot of the principles and the strategies I used back then, even though it was just a year ago, God, I feel like an uncle in this space, really have evolved since today. So I don't want to teach you these because if you do implement them, I don't feel like they are the best approach. But what I just basically did is a CBO, and I had an ad group for each one of the ad angles that I was testing. And then I would kill the ones that were not performing and I would leave on the ones that were. Now, as you can see, a lot of things were working in this ad account. I mean, this was one of the main scaling campaigns where, yeah, the cost per conversion was insanely low. The ROAS was great, the hook rate and the hold rate, because these were shorter ads, people were watching these and it was just, these metrics are unicorn ads right here. I can't lie. For instance, with hook rate, typically if you're above 40%, that's insanely high. And for hold rate, if you're above 10 to 15%, that is great. But these ads were just so engaging. They were really, really great premises and people were naturally clicking on them so much that I was getting rewarded with cheaper CPMs, cheaper clicks, which allowed me to scale. So it all really stemmed down to having great ads to scale up this product specifically. But in other cases, there are products that are really leaning towards having a great offer and a great website, and the ads are the things that are lacking. So just keep that in mind. It was a lot of creative testing, and I just did CBOs, and I bumped up the budget on campaigns that were performing well the previous day. So for instance, if this was the data on a day, then I would bump up the budget 30% for tomorrow. And if it performed on tomorrow, then I just keep doing that until it started to stagnate and not perform as well. And I would test all of my new creatives in a dedicated testing campaign, which was an ABO that looked like this, where I would just basically create a new ad group for every single new creative that I was testing and the hook variations of it. So hopefully that makes sense. I didn't really do too much on the me buying side. That was crazy. That was really it. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next case study.